Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now, people. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV. King of the Posers TV. Live and large. You might think it's a little bit brighter in that room than what it was earlier. You might think, is my guy a little tired? He said he was tired about 8 hours ago. My people, the sun has risen. Don't tell me I'm not on my hustle. In between the last song and this song, to be honest, I've been getting on my grind. I've been educating myself about physical investments, yeah? I would never, ever, ever, ever invest in it because I would like it to be off-grid, right? So I'd never tell anybody if I was to do so. But I've been looking into silver and gold and owning possession. And I've actually been looking into... well, I'm not going to go into too much depth, yeah? But I've been looking into investment and looking into... I've got... I am an irrational tinfoil hat head, right? And I've got theories about the future. And so I'm very hyper-conscious of the way things may go. But I've been educating myself on like the gold standard and it coming in and out and all that sort of stuff. So if any of you are, investment masterminds, let your boy know. This is like the most anti-punk conversation to be having on this channel. So let's get back to the music. We got Gus Dapperton. This entire listen through goes out to Michael, who recommended this on the Patreon. It's been a good record so far. This one is Orchid, that's the record. Yes, I'm stumbling and bumbling. People, I must have been awake now for the best part of 20 hours. Well, that's like a minor, innit? Call it 24 hours. A new day has dawned, but we keep things moving, don't we? We keep things moving. I might have to get back into this music game, you know. I might have to rebrand oneself and get back into the artistry, you know. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I've got any musicians watching, but the whole artificial intelligence thing, for an artist, I've actually got a personal philosophy, and I think now is the time for artists to stop being scared, because if you're really shit, or if you're really bad at what you do, you're going to be such a counterweight to the perfect nature of our technological overlord that is now pumping out whatever you type a prompt in for it to pump out. So now is a good time for the artists who don't want to fit in a box, the artists who aren't perfect, the artists who aren't aspiring to be perfect. If anything, now is the time to just be shit, and by default you will stand out because everything's so perfect and polished. Or at least it will be at the click of a button any day from now. I'm just putting you on game. Grim is track number 7 out of 10. One Love. 3 minutes 20 in, we get to the song. Yo, I bet so many people looked to their door when they heard that. That's like the banging on a wall, innit? Such an emphasis. I like the staccato on that guitar. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. I mean, imagery to one side, because there's a little bit of blood depicted in his imagery in some of the videos, but lyrically speaking, he's not an edgy guy. Like, I've not heard anything that's been crass or, overtly like sexual or so forth, which I'd expect from a guy with the imagery and the aesthetic to sort of come across from time to time with like quite a provocative phrase or scheme in his lyrical content. He'd been, very he plays by the rules,
I guess that's the rub. I'll never break your trust, but I hear the grin behind me. I can't help but ache him on. I can't help but ache him on. Help but ache him on. Help but ache him on. Help but ache him. I like the waves you grew up out of lane. You like the way I grew from my mistakes. But that's not to say the grin don't like to break. I still hold my breath forever, yet he won't decide my fate. No, he won't decide my fate. Won't decide my fate. Won't decide my fate. Won't decide my fate. No, he won't decide my fate.
This has happened a couple of times now when this woman has come in with the vocals. It's almost, I don't know if she's done it intentionally with her own, dynamic, or if it's been a production job where she's actually been blended in. And it feels like the volume has slowly ramped when she's come in. It's the second time I've thought that. That was grim. It wasn't my favourite tune on the record, but I liked the expression, the power in that percussion, if you would call it percussion. It was pretty bloody powerful, right? We've got Antidote coming up next. Let's keep on going.